Hello and welcome back to another edition of Pilates with props. And today we're taking it old school and simple and just using a yoga block. So if you have not invested yet in some yoga blocks, then why not? Because there's so many places where you can get these now. Target, Walmart, Five Below, they have them everywhere and they come in a lot of different sizes. This one is actually a little bit more of a squishy block, which I kind of like. I also like the thicker ones for stretching and things like that, but I just thought I would go pretty simple today so that we're all kind of on the same page. And we're gonna start with a couple of stretches, and this is gonna be more of a stretch-based class, and then we'll get into a little bit of core work. So what I want you to do first is just come to a butterfly position here. So coming to a butterfly, and already you probably notice that you're sinking back a little bit and kind of rounding the back. So this is why we have the block. So we're gonna put the block under our bottom, and I want you to just notice the difference. So notice how you can sit up a lot taller when you're on the block. So just come up, bring your feet together, close your eyes for a few moments, and just relax into that butterfly stretch. So what I like to do is I like to actually bring my feet a little bit closer to start and bring them close into the body and then kind of move away as I get a little bit more warmed up. So just hold on to the ankles, bring your body up nice and tall and start to let those hips release. Inner parts of your hips, your groin, a lot of tightness in this area for most of us, especially me with all the running I've been doing. So you can slide the feet away just a little bit and come forward and just take it into a little more of a different stretch. So same area, a little more outer hip, just like that lean forward just a little bit. Good. Take a couple more deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling. Good, and then come back up. So we're gonna come off the block, and then we're going to actually pull one foot, doesn't matter which one because we're gonna do both, in to touch the inner thigh, and then we're gonna use the block to see if we can hook the foot. Now, this might not be possible right now based on how limber or loose you're feeling on this day. So what you could do is place the block up under your hips again and just use that for a little bit of leverage and reach for your toes. If you're ready for that little bit more of a stretch, then reach the block out towards the foot. So I love this because this really gives my Achilles, my calf, and also my shin a nice stretch here. So just kind of pulling those toes back. Deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. And you can always pause and take this stretch a little bit longer. If you find one that's really good, then just pause and take that stretch a little bit longer. We're moving through just a little bit quicker because of time. So now I'm gonna bend the knee and I'm gonna do that again, and I'm gonna use the block and just pull in. And again, really nice stretch for the Achilles, but also the shin, the front of the shin. Really pull those toes back. Just give it one more breath. Inhaling, good, and exhale. And then we'll go to the other side. So pull the opposite side in. Remember, nobody's anatomy is completely the same on both sides. So one side might be tighter. One side might be a little bit more sore. So just take that into account and pull back. This is a big stretch for me right now with a lot of the tightness I'm feeling from running. So it feels good, but I'm just kind of being gentle with it. Nice deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling. Nice work. And then we'll pull it in halfway. And then just take that little stretch. And I love how this stretch kind of gets more into the belly of the calf, like right at the center. And I can also feel it on the shin, and might be spots that you don't really stretch that much. Good. And then we'll bring our feet out to a Y shape. Bring your block in front. And again, however much you're feeling it, you might not need the block at all. You may be able to come right down here, but just reach out towards your toes. Make sure that you can reach your toes and that your knees are pointing up. You don't want them kind of splaying out because that can hurt your knees. And just come forward here for a few moments into a stretch. Good. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. And we'll release that. All right, so we're gonna turn and come down onto our backs. And ooh, I already really feel that in my hips and groin area. It feels really good to have that loosened up. And we're gonna do everyone's favorite here, just to stretch the back. So especially if you were pitched forward a little bit there, that might feel really good to just get the back stretched back out. And we'll stay here for a few breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. And it is snowing and raining outside, so that little tap that you might hear outside, we have a little screened in porch right outside, but it has a clear kind of roof, so I also like that because it's right outside my bedroom window and I can kind of hear that. It's a very calming, gentle sound. Good. Just take 2 more nice deep breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. And inhaling and exhaling. Good. Now, everyone's second favorite stretch, the hip flexor stretch. So bring the block flat and then we'll pull the right knee in. This one for me feels so good. I love this stretch. That little lift of the hips really, really feels nice. It's nice to just close your eyes in these stretches and just let go. The less tension that you're holding on to, the more you'll feel the stretch, the more enjoyable it will be. Good. And then just reach up underneath your thigh and just circle around a few times. Circle with the ankle a couple times in each direction. Good. And then we'll switch sides. Good, and then reach under the thigh, couple ankle circles here. Couple cracks, good. And then we'll release our hips. All right, so now we're gonna take the block between our knees here. And we're going to go into a bridge. So this is where the kind of skinnier block really is a little bit better. It's kind of a little bit awkward when you have a really thick or hard block, like one of the foam, it almost looks like cork foam that's in there. So this one's really squishy, really nice. And we're gonna draw the knees towards the midline and just lift up and then lower back down. So just feeling that engagement of the core as you draw everything towards the midline. So just drawing towards the midline and bring it back up. And squeeze and bring it back up. Good. And squeeze and bring it back up. And squeeze and bring it back up. And squeeze and bring it back up. Okay, now this one, we're gonna squeeze. Now, drawing the core in, lift up to tabletop. Good. And then bring the feet down and then press back up. Good. And down. And draw it into tabletop with control back down. So that lower back is pressing into the mat. So really connect it there. Draw it in. And then bring it up. Now, reach your arms up overhead. So we're gonna add the upper body. So bring it down, okay? And then lift up into hundreds position. So a little lever movement. So arms back, press the hips up. Good, bring it back down and up. Good, and lift the hips and lower and press it down. Nice work. And up and down and lift it up. Good, and up with the hips. And then into hundredth position. Now hold here. See if you can extend the legs and bend. And extend and bend. And extend and bend. And extend and bend. Two more. Extend and bend. And extend and bend. Now lower the head and take the block between the ankles here. So farther away from the body, a little bit tougher to squeeze, a little bit tougher to hold that connection. So take the hands, reach them back behind the head, just supporting the head a little bit here. Lift up and then shoot the legs out and bring them up and down. And bring them up and down. Keep squeezing. Up and down. And up and hold here. Start your hundreds. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 30. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, halfway. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 70. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 80. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, low as you can. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 100. Pull it in, grab hold of the block. Block comes into both hands now and going right into the Fab Five here. Take just a rest for 1 second. Turn your head side to side and then lift up and block comes up overhead and switch and switch and switch and switch and switch and switch. Hold it here. Arms come back so you can switch the arm movement and switch and switch and switch and switch and switch and switch. Both knees in, head comes down. Again, turn the head side to side, release the neck a little. Just gonna scoot down just a little bit here. Good. And going right into double leg stretch. So arms and legs stretch. Exhale, tuck it in. Arms and legs stretch, tuck it in. Arms and legs stretch, tuck it in. Arms and legs stretch, tuck it in. Two more. Arms and legs stretch, bring it in. One more. Arms and legs stretch, bring it in. Lower the head. Going into crisscross. Good. So coming up, inhale, and then side to side with the block, and side, and side, and side, and side, and side. Next time you're on that left side, take the block and press it here and hold. 5, keep pressing. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's switch sides. Try to push it there. Really pull tension. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Abs should be on fire right now. Really, really, really on fire. Okay, so next up is scissors. So we're going to use the block. And this is where it really comes into mind about not using the arms, really using the legs. We did this the other day with the ball too. So lift up and tap, tap, switch, 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 tap, tap, and kick 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and pull in. Nice work. Take a breath here. Good. So we already did some leg lowers, but we're going to take the block back into the ankles or feet. Reach the hands back behind the head, and we'll just do a few waterfalls here to finish off this series. So lift the head, make sure you got a hold of it here, bring it up, and then bring it down and draw it in, and bring it up and down, kind of a reverse of what we started, and up and bring it down and in. Good. Up and bring it down and in. Nice. Up and bring it down and in, and up and bring it down and in. 2 more. Up and bring it down, in. 1 more. Up, down, and in. Good. And release. So take the block away for just a second. Windshield wiper back and forth a few times. Good. Now, a little bit more challenging. We're going to bring the block right on top of the shins. So just pressing it there, and we've been talking about this a lot, this tabletop position. You don't really have to do much, and you're working. And even that tiny little, like, millimeter of weight there just gives that other little presence of resistance. So really just holding it there. So you think that was hard, wait till we put it on top of our feet. So I want you to bring your heels together, toes apart. Now this is where the heavier block would come in handy, but we're gonna do a couple of frogs here. So we're just gonna squeeze and press up, and then squeeze and come down. Even mine out a little bit, and squeeze and up, and squeeze and down, and squeeze and down, and squeeze and down. Just a couple more, little frogs. Squeeze and zip up the inner thighs and down. And you notice I had to kind of adjust a couple of times to get it in the right spot, especially if you're using a really light block. Squeeze and down. Let's just do 1 more, and squeeze and down. Good. And you can practice that. That's a really good one for just a stretch, but also really working through the core. It reminds me of reformer exercises. All right, so we're gonna kind of take that same position into our boat pose. So bringing it up and bringing the block right into your boat pose here. So just reaching the arms out, and again, we'll see, and we're gonna stretch it out, and we're gonna draw back up. Good, and we're gonna stretch it out and draw back up. Try to hold on, and stretch it out and draw back up. Good, and stretch it out and draw back up. 5 more, and 5, and pull it up, and 4, and pull it up, and 3, and pull it up. 2 more, 2, and pull it up. Last one, out and in. Good, and let that go. Beautiful. All right, one last stretch to finish it off here. So we got a little bit of work, lots of stretch, and we're gonna come into a pigeon. So slide that block right underneath your hips. And it's always nice to even if you can get all the way down on a pigeon without the block, just start with the block, just to even out your hips. Because a lot of times when we're in pigeon, our hips are really uneven. So just find it there for a breath or 2. Nice deep breaths. Also a good opportunity to work the shin a little bit more parallel with the front of the mat. Getting a little bit deeper, a little different part of the hip here. Take 2 more breaths. Good. And then come back up and we'll just go to the other side. All right, so other side. Maybe working that shin up just a little bit, resting. Good. And carefully come back up. Swing your legs around, and I hope you enjoyed that class with a block, just a little something different, plenty of stretch, and a little nice core burn. So I'll see you next time.